Hey guys, it's your boy Ethan. Thanks for tuning into the video. Just a couple cool announcements before we get into the vlog. First thing, Andrew Nemi and Brad Owen will be hosting a meetup game finally in Massachusetts at MGM Springfield February 18th and 19th. It's a game that they're running with MGM and I'll be there, so just wanted to spread the awareness that one, obviously I couldn't miss it for the world. They're the main reasons why I started this vlog after watching their videos, so super cool to mix things up with them, so that'll be an interesting time. Something that I've been hoping to happen for a while now, and I'm very excited to mix things up with them and looking forward to that. Secondly, finally starting some sort of meetup game or tournament on my own. I'm working with a charity called Why Me. They're locally based in Massachusetts. They're hosting the 12th annual poker tournament out in March 14th on a Saturday at 3 p.m. based out in Worcester, Massachusetts, so Central Mass. If you're from around the area or close by and you want to play some poker and you're interested in this event, definitely use the RSVP link down below to register. It's in 2 months. They do a ton to help out families that are experiencing childhood cancer, so really happy to be involved with this organization here. It's great for poker that I can actually set up something to meet a bunch of you guys that are local from around the area. And secondly, it's to help out a great organization, so it's a $100 tournament and a significant portion of that will go towards the charity, but the rest will go to the prize pool as well. So in the upcoming videos, you'll get a lot more information about Why Me and what they do and what they're all about. But for now, just want to announce the date. March 14th will be the first time I'm actually hosting or being part of some sort of meetup game or tournament. So use that link down below, RSVP. Can't wait to see you guys there. Also, the first 9 people that do RSVP will be sat at the table with me. We get to hang out, play some cards, and meet a bunch of you guys. So I'm super excited for that. So click on that link and let's get back onto the video. I don't know if you heard that song. I don't think the camera picked up that song, unfortunately. It was just at the end and I wanted to get the camera out before, but what's up guys, it's your boy Ethan, hope you're having a great day. We are back again, obviously, playing poker, surprise, surprise. Playing 1-3, it's a Friday night and we are here for the action. We'll see what happens today. It's a Friday night, I'm excited. We're gonna play some 1-3 because that's what we're comfortable with. I will take more shots at 2-5 eventually, but for right now, I'm very, very comfortable with the 1-3 game, so we're gonna keep on playing it, and the action's good, and that's what we're gonna do. So anyways, I'm gonna cross the road with this car. People looking at me like I'm an idiot with the camera in front, but whatever. Anyways, let's get into some hands, let's get into some interesting spots as always, and run it up. Let's go ahead, get into some hands here. The first hand that we play, we have Ace King of Clubs in the hijack. It's the first orbit, super early on in the session. There are 2 limpers to me here. I'm going to raise it up to $20 over the 2 limpers. We get a big blind who makes the call and actions onto a middle position player who limp jams his whole stack of $108. Yeah, this is weird. Looks like a recreational player. This limp jam, you know, obviously I'm not getting away here from this spot. If it was someone who seemed to be a little bit tighter, a little more conservative, maybe could fold here, but against this player, we're going to isolate him as well. So I go ahead and jam my entire stack in as well, the whole $300 to get the big blind out of there. And the big blind ends up tanking for a while. He literally tanked for about 2 to 3 minutes total and ends up folding. So really weird spot. I mean, he could have been super strong, but whatever. We're going to go to a flop, see what happens. Before the flop is dealt, this middle position player tells me that he just wanted to get everyone to fold. So that was really interesting and strange. And he tells me that he has 8-4. He tells me he has 8-4 before the flop is dealt. So we're going to see what happens. Flop comes pretty good for us. It is Ace 10-7 rainbow. So if he's telling the truth about 8-4, I mean, I think he's drawing pretty slim here. We go to a turn which comes in 8. So this is interesting. Maybe he's got some life to him. The river is a 4. Oh my goodness. Please tell me you don't have 8-4. He flips over 8-4 of diamonds, so he wasn't lying. He got it in and jammed his whole stack with that hand and went running around to 2 pairs. So what am I going to say? Sometimes that's going to happen. Nice hand by him. I couldn't even be mad at that. I just thought that was really funny. So as much as you thought that that table was good, I actually had to leave and move tables. There's another player that's who I'd consider a VIP, a lot more higher variance, a lot more action. So we went to move to this table. Just a quick tip for people who ask me. I think table selection is just super important. So as much as I was on a really good table, obviously, this table that we moved to was a whole lot better. So we're going to get some hands into this new table. This first hand here will basically cover the whole dynamics and everything you need to know about this table here. So I'm an under the gun +1 with ace 10 offsuit with 375 in our stack. Here, the VIP player that I switched for, he raises it up to $25 before it even act. So knowing that he raises literally every single hand and knowing that he's going to raise this hand, I go ahead, open limp my ace 10 offsuit. His $25 raise has to hold. Actions back to a small blind player who makes the call of $25. Didn't want him in there, but here going with the plan of limp and raising, basically limp 3-betting here in this spot all the time with ace 10 offsuits, because if you're raising every hand, you can't be raising with much. So I go ahead and 3-bet to $105. As expected, he calls basically 100% of the time, so that's what's going to happen. He makes the call and the small blind gets out of the way, thank goodness. So the player that we're playing against, he covers us by a lot, so we're off to a flop heads up, out of position. Flop comes ace 6-3, 2 diamonds out there, flopping top pair. Even though the flush draw is out there, I'm going to play this weird and take a trickier line. So I go ahead and check to induce him to bet here. He does not bet, he checks it back. We're off to a turn, which is a queen. Here, gonna have to bet for value here with top pair. I go ahead with the sizing of $75, just a really small down bet, and he makes the call. The river is a king, and this isn't really the best card for us. A bunch of 2-pair combos get there, but here I probably should be betting and probably bet folding here if he is going to be raising here. But I make another weird line. I just check, assuming that I'm good, but I want to induce another bluff at him if he has a hand that he can bluff with, but he checks it back. I show my hand and we're good. So took a really alternate weird line against this player, but yeah, that's what happened. Taking a break in this video to give a huge shout out to a few people who banked some tournament on Poker Bros. First off, Nate, my boy Tater Time, shout out to you for banking the $5 tournament for $530. Freaking crazy. $5 tournament can turn into $500. Next would be Nay Lost Soul for banking the $5 tournament once again. $5 into just under 500. And last but not least, Jay, my boy Raisin Nuts. Second time you've banked our free roll tournament, which is super cool. We offer daily free roll tournaments, about $200 to $300 guaranteed, and he's banked 2 of them. So this one he banked from $0 to buy in to $63 total. So pretty cool, $63 for not putting in any money. Try out the app for not only the ridiculous daily tournaments that go on, like $20,000 guarantee tournaments for just $25, or just the crazy amount of cash game action that goes on a nightly basis. And I'll see you there. Following hand, we have pocket jacks in early position. On the gun player, open limps, and here going to raise it up to $25. This is not a normal 1-3 game. The sizings are going to be a lot bigger because the VIP makes the call like as expected, so that's why I raised a little bit bigger. VIP calls, and the on the gun limper also calls, which is interesting. We're off to a flop 3 ways. Flop comes ace 4-5, 2 hearts out there. Actions onto me when the on the gun player checks. I am going to check with on an ace high board, place a little bit of pot control as well. And the VIP bets $50 on the gun folds, and here going to be calling with pocket jacks here. He could be raising with a bunch of pairs, and just, could be good here a lot. So I call the $50, and we're off to a turn. Turn comes the 6 of hearts, pretty gross, disgusting board here. So I check, and he throws a bet of $125. He could be barreling a lot or double barreling a lot with bluffs. I mean, he triple barrels, and he's super aggressive. So it's really hard to... He's fairly balanced in the fact that he, either has it a lot of the time and also doesn't have it a lot of the time. I think this is a fold a lot of the time, but here with pocket jacks just being a little too stubborn, holding on to it, especially with the jack of hearts. We're going to see what happens. I make the call with our jack high flush draw, basically, and we're off to a river. River comes the 10 of hearts. Awesome card as we improve to a flush. We got to think our flush here is good a lot of the time with a third nut flush, basically. But I check, letting him to continue barreling and bluffing at this if he has nothing, but I think I should be betting a little bit for value here as well. He checks it back, I show my hand, and we are good. So pretty terrible turn call there, I think, long term, but against this player, you just never know. Following hand after that, we have 10-8 of diamonds in the small blind. On the gun player limps. On the +1, the VIP raises it up to $25. It folds all the way back to me, and this is a really great candidate to 3-bet here out of position. Just take control of the pot right now, see what happens, but I just flat out of position. Didn't want to bloat up the pot, but I think 10-8 of diamonds is a good candidate for that. I'm obviously contradicting myself a lot in this video, but a lot of the things that I do is unorthodox considering the dynamics of the table. So I just call the 25 and Under the Gun makes the call as well. We're off to a flop three ways. Flop comes 7, 7, 6, two clubs and a diamond out there. So we do flop a gutter ball, an over, and a backdoor flush draw. Checks to the On the Gun player who throws out a tiny bet of $25. The On the Gun VIP player makes the call of 25, and here just priced in to call with our gutter ball, and we can evaluate a turn and see what happens. So I put in 25 as well, and we're off to a turn. Turn comes the 6 of diamonds. Straight flush draw? Could we get there? Maybe a bad beat jackpot? On the Gun player bets $50 when I check. On the Gun +1 makes the call once again, and like same situation as on the flop. I mean, we actually didn't really prove too greatly, but I go ahead and make the call for $50. Don't think I can fold right now. So we're off to a river. River is the 10 of spades, so we actually river top pair. Very weird. And action actually ends up checking all the way around. VIP player announces ace high, and we show our 10-8 of diamonds, and we take it down, where our pair is good here. Hand after that, we have ace king of hearts on the button with an under the gun straddle. There are two limpers to me here on the button. I just know that the on the gun player who is straddling, he's going to raise literally every single straddle. So I'm going to go and plan for the limp raise, limp 3-bet. I go ahead and limp with a super premium hand, and as expected, the on the gun player does raise to $35. One of the limpers make the call, and here going to be 3-betting on the bigger side with a premium hand. It's also in position. So I go 3-bet to 165. Only the on the gun player who straddled makes the call. We're playing fairly similar stack sizes, pretty deep, 900 effective to start off with. So we're off to a flop. Flop comes Jack 10-8 rainbow, and he leads out $200 into me. What is happening here? We have two overs and the gutter ball, also a backdoor flush draw. We couldn't prove, and we can peel one. I'm just not really sure. I think he's probably betting for value, but there's a lot of good turn cards that we can ask for. So here for $200, and we're playing give or take about 700 effective at this point. I go ahead and make the call. I don't think we're deep enough to call this $200, but we're in this position. We're being stubborn today. Let's go for it. I call 200, and we are off to a turn. Turn comes the 4 of clubs, not the correct backdoor flush draw that I wanted. He throws a bet of $300. I really can't do a whole lot here, about playing like $300 behind. Just not really in the right spot to try and bluff him off this pot with a min raise on this turn with 0 equity basically. So I go ahead and just fold. There's not a whole lot of options for me, and we lose a pretty big pot there, unfortunately. After that ace king hand happened, he goes off and loses his $2,000 stack that he had in front of him. The last hand that he played, he went all in blind for his last $100 in front. So too bad that we didn't get any of the money there. But it's cool to see that he gave it back to the table after seeing some really interesting spots. Next hand we'll go over, we have ace queen offsuit in middle position with 500 in our stack. The good player to my right, pretty good regular, she opens it up to $15. Here with ace queen offsuit, could be a 3-bet candidate, but I decided to just flat here in this spot. She's been playing pretty well and actually been running really hot. So I call, and then the player to my left actually does the 3-betting for me. 3-bets to $50, and it folds all the way back to me. $50, I think that sizing is a little too small with $30 in there right now. So out of position with a pretty strong hand, we are going to make the call. We are off to a flop. Flop comes a queen 8-8 rainbow. I'm going to check with top, and he checks it back. Turn comes the 9 of clubs, and here just going to bet $55 here with top pair. Pretty good kicker. And he ends up raising me to 175. I'm very confused now. What on earth could he possibly be repping here? There's really not a whole lot out there that he could be repping for value, I think, in his 3-betting range as well. I think Jack 10 that would have turned the nut straight is very unlikely that he would be 3-betting with. An 8 with trips is interesting. And also, I think pocket aces or kings would have c-bet that flop. So not really sure what he could be repping with. I think it's really an all or nothing kind of bet here. With 2 clubs out there, maybe ace king of clubs? Not really sure, but it seems like strength, which is why I thought it was super fishy. So I go ahead and just call here. I think my fold button might be a little broken, but I call the 175, but I'm not really sure where I'm at, and I'm kind of confused. So we're off to a river, which is a 4, a complete brick, and I check. He bets out $400, putting me all in, and I tank again for a long time. Same situation as the turn. Like, I think it's for value so often, but I really couldn't put him on a value hand, really, that would take this line. So, I mean, I don't think there's a lot of 8s in his range. I think that's the main thing that he's repping. But I don't think he 3-bets a lot of 8Xs. So, at the end of the day, I just put in the call with one pair, and we get shown the bad news. He shows ace-8 of hearts. So, we don't win that one, and I'm not really happy with my play. So, I actually ended the session there, and I'll go into a monologue of how annoyed I was after the session. I didn't really play for that long either. Annoyed, pissed off, frustrated, all of the above. I am right now. Well, I mean, I don't know what it is. I am emotionally out of it for some reason. Maybe it was the lost opportunity against the player that donked off $2,000 and not really making a whole lot of money off of that. Maybe it was just starting off the session, getting ace-king in versus 8-4 and goes runner 2 pair. I'm not sure what it is, but it might be a little bit of everything. Knowing that I made a bad call on the river, that last hand too. I think the only hand that I didn't go over that I'm also a little annoyed about was me having to fold jacks on a board that, I mean, it was weird. I folded jacks on a king high paired board on the flop, and action goes check till the river, all undercards, and then I check. He fires about 2/3 pot after 3-betting, and I folded because this didn't make any sense. Probably had queens if he's betting that river. I don't know. I'm so out of it. I'm like very pissed at myself, at the situation. I only played 2 hours. I mean, I'm literally more frustrated right now than I was playing 5-10 and lost 2,000. I'm more pissed right now than like a lot. I don't know what it is. I'm like irrationally very upset. I'm gonna stop bitching right now, even though this is kind of my outlet and my ability to bitch and complain all I want. I don't think you guys want to hear that. But man, that was rough. That was rough. That ace-king hand against the big stack. I could have raised as a bluff with my gutter ball and 2 overs on the flop there. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't run great. I played like okay, I guess. Just that last, I don't know. I played okay. I think I probably could find a fold on that river with ace-queen, but that's the only thing. Like, I tanked for a while, and there's a reason why I tanked. I just didn't feel good about it, and sometimes you just have to fold, and you can't run hot forever. So I was on a really good tear a ton of sessions, and today we were only in for $500, out for 0. Also very annoyed to get stacked and then leave. I don't know, that's something about that feeling just makes me feel like so freaking like bad. Like, okay, cool, I just walked out with 0 chips. I don't know, whatever. I'm just I don't know. I'm frustrated and I'm annoyed. It's just because I've been running well and I've got to look at the bigger picture. But right now, I took myself out of the game. I'm not playing for the rest of tonight, even though the action is really good right now. It's a Friday night and it's like super early. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, I don't think, or it just might be 8 o'clock. It's 7:50 p.m. and the action is just getting good. But I'm out. I can't play tonight. I'm gonna tilt off money. So gotta take myself out. Anyways, that's the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I gotta lose sometimes. So this was it today. Thanks you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Peace.